Is the work week giving you the blues? Let's turn that frown upside down. Because it's Wednesday. It's New Comic Book Day Wednesday, the best day of the week. Because if you're having a crappy week, it's always Wednesday that's going to pick you back up by the bootstraps, drag you down the road, beat the living daylights out of you, then cry, give me your wallet, give me all your cash and everything you've got, and then hand you a stack of comic books. Yes, this is actually a 2-week haul. We've trimmed back significantly. We're calling this episode the Icebreaker. We had a nice, long, refreshing break. Long, right? Like many of you guys out in the community had messaged me saying, how you doing? How are things going? And where has ComicManAndy been? Chilling. Got to be honest with you, chilling like a villain. Chicago C2E2, that con kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. And we just needed a break. Break from even reading a little bit. Try to focus on some other things, getting busy. People are rolling into the show now. We're going with the same format we have done in the past, but I'm here to say now we're going to be trying some different things coming up. Wednesday's still going to be New Comic Book Day, but now is more important than ever to keep an eye on the comic book market, in my opinion. Why? Because I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I am a massive fan of collecting modern grails for our collection. You guys know me, Star Wars, a lot of other stuff. So I feel like there is opportunity coming abound to hopefully pick up some grails. I was a little early in the game. I thought there would be some movement going on in Baltimore. Speaking of Baltimore, tonight on Renovision, we will be over there hanging out on Renovision to recap Baltimore a bit. We'll even get into Baltimore a little bit after we go over New Comic Book Day. But I really think there's a lot of value in paying attention to what's going on in the market in the next year or more, maybe even the short term into the holidays. Will we see a rebound? I don't know. More importantly, that correction that people have been talking about is legitimately happening and continuing. Now, I held out hope that it would be more of a stalemate. This is definitely more of a correction. And when you can get New Comic Book Day ratio variants for well below ratio on like mainstream titles, it's interesting. We're going to talk about that a little bit as we get into these books. People streaming in, 14 people watching me live. We're 2.5 minutes in already. I am amped. I'm pumped. I'm excited. Mishu Seaman says it's computer show time. It is, sir. It's computer show time. We are back. Paul Dunn is out there somewhere. He is nothing but class. Paul Dunn, chef's kiss. Man is nothing but class. I tell you what. Double O, brother. If there's anybody here right now more excited than me for tonight's news or today's news, the leak yesterday or the day before, and then today's news about The Last of Us premiere date set for January 15th. It's this man right down here. He's more excited than me, I bet. I know his wife probably is too. Super. We're going to have to do like a power hour Last of Us stream. In fact, Double O, brother, everybody here watching live, everybody watching on the replay, I'm going to talk Double O. I'm going to pull Double O into the ring and twist his arm. We're going to see if we can get him and his wife on a live stream recap week to week for The Last of Us. We're going to, doesn't that get exciting? Doesn't that sound exciting? I'm pumped. I am really pumped. There's going to be lots of shelling. Shelling? No, there's going to be lots of yelling and lots of shouting. I'm excited. Ryan the Gray, what is up, man? Great to see you here again because he knows Star Wars as well. Yes, when we say it's Star Wars galore, like I said, there's 2 weeks of pickups. So there's a lot of Star Wars books that came out. My brother from another mother, Zuni, what is up? Good to see you again. Ahoy, mates and mermaids. Long time no see. See what he did there? Come on, mamas in the house. If there's anybody more important here than Zuni, it's this person right down here, and Zuni will agree with that. Where's the mini CEO? Haven't seen her in a while. You guys haven't seen me in a while. We're back. Oh God, don't get away from that comment. No. A little shy Andy birthday this week. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yes, Andy, little fist bump action. So remember, if you're getting some fist pumping action, the mission for 2022 is still supporting Mission 22 and veteran suicide awareness. All channel monetization, all donations, all what do they call those things again? Oh boy. It's been a hot minute. The super stickers and the super chats all get donated to Mission 22. We made the donation for the first half of the year. That was fantastic. I did not get an episode together. We still have that email with that donation on there to show you guys that went and was legit. So really appreciate all you guys do for Mission 22. Who else we got here hanging out with us tonight? Solo Wookie brother, good to see you. The view is so clean compared to your windows and crusty screens. He's been stalking the Comic Man Indie Dojo for a hot minute, making sure we're all right over here. Comic Book Principal, what is up? Good to see you again. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit more after we go over the books of where has Comic Man Andy been. Blue Hellion, good to see you. What is up? Happy to see everybody. Aaron, yee, the dojo is open again. Yes, sir. Good to be here. Good to see you. Gotham City Comics. Speaking of Last of Us, I have Gotham City Comics to thank for this bad boy right here, actually. This Last of Us number 1, 9.8, we purchased from Gotham City, and here it resides in the family PC. As we get pumped and we get all nervous, as Last of Us gets ready to come out, have not been this amped in months. I'm so excited. That's after yesterday's show on Comic News Weekly with Brian and then the announcement for The Last of Us. I got so pumped that I had to schedule a show tonight right away. I do want to let everybody know that the Wednesday show is not going to just be a solo only show. You guys are going to see me and maybe Double O, maybe some other guests. Going to filter in, see what they're picking up, see what they're looking for, because we talked about the Wednesday show is going to change a little bit as the beard gets a little curlier. Holy moly. I want to pay attention. I want to do something that I think is fun, and paying attention to the comic market right now, not just gold and silver and bronze and copper and all the other precious metals that are out there in the comic book collecting community, but moderns. I'm a big modern fan. I want to see what happens, because if modern prices are going to correct, I want to be there to make sure that I'm getting stuff for my personal collection as affordably as possible, and you guys come along for the ride. So thank you again, Gotham City Comics. You guys can find Gotham City Comics on YouTube, Instagram, and they have a webpage out there. Be sure to check them out, because they do. They're a great retailer, great people to work with. Thank you for being here. Yes, good evening, my fellow Dojoites. Actually, I like that. I should make that a sticker, the Dojoites. Who else we got hanging out? JLS, thanks for being here. I'm honored. Good to see you. If you guys are not subbed to JLS, you should be. How many Mountain Dews did you drink? No Mountain Dews, but I am drinking the Kool-Aid. I like the blue Kool-Aid. Definitely drinking straight up blue raspberry Kool-Aid in the dojo tonight. Let's get into some books. We're 7.5 minutes in. You know nothing about The Last of Us. Come on, mama. You're about to be on a ride for that HBO series, because you and Zuni and the mini CEO cannot miss Last of Us. You got to catch it one way or another. We'll figure that out. You know what I mean? So like we said, we got 2 weeks worth of books to pick up. We cut back significantly before going into C2E2, and then also C2C2. Apparently we were there too. But part of the thing is it seems like every 2 years or so, I get to just buying too much, trying to read too much, and they have so much going on. But House of Slaughter is still on the reading list, and I'm warning. These are all cover buys, and I'm basically clearing my pull box to make sure that I don't fall behind, and I am not caught up on my reading. You guys can hang me out to dry for that one. I am terrible comic book reader right now. We've got 3 weeks of comic books to read back here stacked up. Like, no joke. There's three stacks back here, 3 weeks to pick up. Actually, it's probably more than that, actually, now that I think about it. It's probably more like 6 weeks. But House of Slaughter is still on the reading list, cover A. We dropped all of the variants, everything, just down to cover A. We are still picking up all of the Turtles books from IDW and stashing that for a nice rainy day read. So that's there as well. And we're getting through all the indies first, because you guys know I love indies, but it's going to be a Marvel heavy night tonight. Little Monsters issue 7 is out. Lemire, Sorrento's on that, right? No, Dustin Nguyen. Not, why am I saying? I'm so used to Lemire and Sorrento. Lemire and Dustin. Been a fun read. Looking forward to seeing where that gets to in issues 5 and 6. I think I left off at 4. Time Before Time, I thought that they announced that this was going to end as issue 18. So this must be last week's books. So Time Before Time, if it's not ending, or if this is not the end, it's pretty darn close. I'm kind of holding out to wait till it's done, and then we can send them all out. Not send them all out, but yes, there's the channel for Gotham City Comics, if I believe. Excellent. Gotham City link is above. Same, I have a short box full to catch up on reading. Yeah, it's summertime. We get outside. We're busy at conventions. I'm not ashamed to say I fell behind on my reading. I am ashamed to say that I haven't even gotten started yet. I got to get back on that. We're still kind of unpacking from Baltimore, actually, a little bit. We got back super late, about 11-hour drive for us back home, as we continue to get into the indie books, and The Walking Dead Deluxe issue 50 is out. Not quite halfway there, right? Not quite halfway there. So that leads me to believe that we're not quite halfway there. I'm just making up words now. But seriously, Being able to reread and relive that Walking Dead series issue to issue, yet in full color, I'm digging it. What is it? $2.99? No, it's $3.99 plus a discount. So for an additional $6 a month ish, I get to relive that issue to issue series, but I get to live it in color. That was one of my biggest complaints. Well, not really a complaint. It was one of those things. I was like, man, it's a zombie tale, and I don't get to see it in color. Well, in hindsight, after getting in and getting through the series after all these years, we read that we not read, but we understand that the story of The Walking Dead isn't about zombies. It's about humanity and who's left behind. So fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, is there anybody out there that's not read The Walking Dead? The reason why I love doing new comic book day shows is for all new people coming into the community that might be looking for things that interest them. When I'm picking up, when I'm reading, if you guys find things that interest you, voila, here we go. We're making a connection. For anybody that has not read The Walking Dead, leave a comment down below. Hit me up on IG. Let's talk about it. And then we move into Marvel. And I'm still picking up Predator. Something about Predator has me wanting to read the first arc and seeing where we're going to get there. Mom says, of all the inventions in the last 100 years, the dry erase board has to be the most remarkable. Oh my Lord. J Hood, what is up, brother? If you guys don't know J Hood, make sure you're subscribing and following on all of his social media aspects. J Hood, great artist, great member of the community. Yes, there is remarkable. That joke was also remarkable. Yes. Like we said, grab a frosty cold beverage, sit down, let's talk comic books. We are into Marvel. There is Predator issue 4 out. That was this week, but I believe Dr. Aphra was last week. And what did we talk about? I mentioned Dr. Aphra's been going on. This is issue 2025 now. More than 2 months. Definitely more than 2 months. 2 years. What did I say? I didn't like where Wong was going with this. I felt like it wasn't the right, the right combination. But yet I am an addict for Dr. Aphra and Star Wars. So I came back. I think I missed a total of like 4 or 5 issues, like maybe almost not quite half a year worth of issues, and decided to come right back like issue 9 or issue 10 or something like that, just because of the talk from the community about several possible first appearances. Oh, House of L Comics, no DC, he says, LOL. Perfect timing to come in here and bust my chops, because no, I did not buy any DC, which is shameful because there's a Batman cardstock variant out there that's a gold foil that I loved. But man, buddy, I am cutting back hardcore. There's a lot of announcements coming up, and there's a lot going on. We've got just over about 30 minutes. We're going to hop over on Renovision. So make sure you guys come out over there so we can talk Baltimore, talk comic book convention over there. I don't want to overrun and be late for that. So we are going to run right along. Dr. Aphra variant issue, a cover price variant issue. I'm seeing a lot more Star Wars books be cover price variants. Green Machine, what is up? Good to see you as well. Thanks for being here. Shattered Glass Comic Reviews, brother. How was that haircut treating you, man? Oh, everybody go check out Shattered Glass Comic Reviews on Instagram and look for that haircut. Boy, oh boy, you could put it in a bowl, I guess you could say. Star Wars has been my main franchise for the last year. I cut everything back except for Star Wars. We are finishing the Berserker run. 2 more issues, and it kind of feels like I'm dipping my toes in the muddy water. Like, I feel a little dirty spending all that money on Berserker variants, but I made a commitment to myself when Berserker first came out, or when they announced 6 issues or something to that effect, or it was supposed to be a few, that I was going to get all issues, all copies, right? Then they bumped it to 12. So now we're a full year. And then with several delays, we've turned this into, 14 to a 16-month adventure with all of the Berserker variants and the breaks and the delays. I'm ready to be done with Berserker. My wallet's ready to be done with Berserker, the story. I will definitely be reading the follow-through, follow-up, whatever comes next, the sequel. I'm definitely going to read it. I'm just not going to buy all the variants. Definitely want to stay up with the comments. Like I said, Green Machine, good to see you. Thanks for being here, brother. Welcome to tonight's chat. Daywalker, brother, want to buy my Star Wars collection? Are you serious? You can't be serious. Daywalker, you're not selling that. You can't sell that. I can't afford your Star Wars collection. Jay Hood, great comment. I'm so not into new comics. I barely make it to my LCS every month. I get that. In the past, several months since C2E2, I was taking several weeks off before going to my LCS or going in on a Saturday to pick up books. and just not ready to get caught up on reading and not ready. Seemed like an emotional kind of drain with everything that was going on with modern comics, but now I realize that it's still something that my heart is drawn to, something that I'm still really interested in reading. But I can definitely appreciate everybody out there that is not on the modern train, so to speak. I get it, especially with a massive correction in like watch variants. Keep an eye on variants. Keep an eye on what happens. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. We're hopefully gonna talk about that tonight on Renovision a bit. Daywalker, gotta send you some pics. Ooh, yeah, connections, putting two and two together there. Gotta love the community. Absolutely. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate the content that you put out. Nothing's wrong with your hair. It's just the way it's cut. It's just the way it's cut, buddy. Universal Monsters. Berserker is a good read, but dude, cut your losses. I'm not, no, let me actually rephrase that, brother. Store variants. I'm not doing retailer exclusives. I'm only doing the variants that are coming out via Boom. And that's more than enough too. So I know I talk a lot about buying Berserker and buying all the variants. What I should be pedaling back and saying is that we are picking up just the variants that are released by Boom, not the retailer exclusives. Thinking about selling, you can't. You can't, brother. Still buy a few monthly books, but I let 4 to 6 issues pile up before I kind of get that as well. I definitely get that. And we are still heavy into Star Wars at the moment because some great covers came out. I'm excited about the next several months as we get deep back into these stories. We can talk a little bit more about them when we have a little bit more time on a Wednesday. Bounty Hunters is back, and I'm loving Bounty Hunters for the cover price variants that Marvel is putting out. I like the fact that I can get several different Star Wars covers at cover price. Because for a while there, it seemed like every Star Wars variant was hitting 1 in 10, 1 in 25, 1 in 50, 1 in 100. And it's still kind of humming along a little bit, but it feels like Marvel is kind of dialing it back. Loving that cover right there. Like I said, this week is pretty much, it's just a cover by episode because of the fact that I have not caught up on my reading. I even taped most of these shut because I'm just going to go into the digital realm and read them digitally. Now, what we picked up on last night on Comic News Weekly with Simpleman and McClay and Ryan Rhino's Comics, we discovered, and I hadn't noticed this because I hadn't picked up last week's books, but they are doing some stellar movie type poster variants, and I'm actually digging it. This one is cool, but the next one we're going to get into is even better with Star Wars issue 29. And McClay liked even cover A. It's pretty slick. And I wonder if there's something with the roses or they're just haphazardly tossed up there, but I was kind of staring at the roses. I'm like, is that supposed to be initials or is that supposed to be something important? I'm not quite sure. Either way, killer covers. They're still rolling with the action figure variants. And I don't think they'll ever end with the action figure variants. I think there's such a solid following of action figure variants, and they just keep releasing them. Queen Padme Amidala, if I'm even pronouncing that correctly, because I always get it wrong. But there you go. And I feel like that's already been done, already been released. Maybe she's just wearing a different outfit. Either way, we'll look it up later. But now we're talking. Star Wars 29. Everybody remember the Sprouse variants, the Choose Your Destiny Sprouse variants that have been coming out? And everybody's like, why are we just seeing just like the hilt a little bit? Well, blam, here we go. Star Wars 29, you get almost the entire lightsaber across that. Now, that's what I wish they would do with every Sprouse variant when the Choose Your Destiny variants. And now if they're going to do that with that's solid. That's absolutely solid. That's a cover that I definitely, these movie poster covers or variants, definitely going to CGC for grading. I definitely want to drop those in the box to go to CGC for grading because I think they'll look stellar in their cover price. And if you've got a membership and you're paying cover price, you're paying 20%. Most people get 20% off with a membership. That's not bad at all. That's nothing to scream home about, but it's still pretty solid. And if you pile them all up into a pre-screen submission, it's not that expensive. Let me rephrase that, per cover or per book. But if you send out 25, it's expensive. Don't get me wrong. I misspoke there. Mandalorian 5 is out, cover A, and don't let me cover up one of the most important characters in the series, Grogu. I haven't even bothered. I'll be honest with you guys. I haven't even bothered to pick this up and read it. It's a direct adaptation of the show. So more importantly, it's hitting the box for the collection. They've got another, calling that the movie variants. I can't quite remember specifically what Marvel calls these, but they're putting them out for almost every issue. I think every issue actually. You're planning on C2E2. Come on, Mama says. Here we are with, what's this? The Stott variant. I think it's pronounced Stott. 1 in 25. I'm digging this as I hopefully don't knock over more books. The Stott variant. We're talking right there. Mando, Fennec Shand, Bounty. This issue is being dubbed or labeled the first appearance of Fennec Shand in a comic book. Did I read that correctly earlier online? Possibly. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Short box will be at C2E2. Kevin says, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. It was great hanging out with everybody at C2. See, that's how fried the brain is. It was great hanging out with everybody at Baltimore. Baltimore will forever be the con that I absolutely adore just for spending time with the community and just picking up a couple of books. Maybe one, maybe two. Picked up a couple. But then the Gist, 1 in 50 variant. This is one that I was paying attention to all night last night and all morning this morning. Not a massive amount of sales, but I was really happy to say that the LCS dropped this. This is a 1 in 50 for well under ratio. Well under ratio. When was the last time you saw a Marvel Star Wars ratio variant dropping at a local comic shop, a major local comic shop selling for under ratio? Now, what's really cool is, as the light kills it, the pikes with the stormtroopers helmets on there. Not just the helmets, they're probably fully loaded. Definitely sending this out to CGC. I'm seeing asking prices on eBay of 85 to 100, and some have sold for 40 or 50. So it's releasing with some sales at ratio and some sales even above ratio, and asking prices holding. I don't see it moving quick. This is why we want to keep an eye on the modern market, right? And there's some news to come with that, right? Wednesdays, it's not just about what we're picking up and we're reading, but what's happening to the books. We're going to compile some data, right? We're going to take a little bit of a snippet, a little bit of a look at raw books that we pick up and we collect, because I know there are a lot of people out there. Well, there's this hot 10 list, there's that. Those lists are great for everybody that enjoy them. I take a peek all the time too to see if I'm getting a good deal for books that I'm picking up, or if I'm getting warning flags of saying, hey, I can't pick this. I don't want to pay that price. I don't want to overpay for the personal collection, because what we're trying to do is build a collection as efficiently as possible, right? You don't want to overpay. And if you're underpaying, you definitely want to know if you're underpaying, right? You want to know when you're getting a good deal. That being said, we'll take a look at raw modern books every Wednesday. We'll keep doing the new Comic Book Day Wednesday show. We'll get into some data if we can. Now, granted, pulling data directly, raw data from not CGC, but from eBay and other places, it's going to be a little bit difficult. I kind of envision a guest coming in talking about comic books that they're picking up and reading. Mood, we've done Double O, we've done that in the past. I'd like to see some other people on, so I'll send out some invites. But more importantly, when we take a look at not what I consider like a hot book, but like something is we want to pay attention to. Like, we're not going to say go out and buy stuff. We're not going to say this is going to be a hot book of the week. We want to put two and two together to find out what's happening with the health of the modern market as we continue to go. That's what's kind of invigorating and kind of really exciting for me, is there's movement. And it's not just movement on the secondary market. There's movement on Wednesdays, on New Comic Book Day that I'm seeing. If I pop in here and say, I see my I see my LCS dropping this 1 in 50 for $30, $35, $40, and you guys hear that and you go to your LCS the next day, it's about empowering everybody else before they get out. Like, I know people have already picked up their books. It would be awesome if I could pick up my books Tuesday night and do this show on Tuesday night. That's not the reality of it is, though. But the reality is a lot of modern collectors and a lot of modern readers out there, day in, day out, don't pick up their books on Wednesday. They pick up on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're not all Wednesday warriors, right? A lot of people pick up their books post Wednesday or late Wednesday night. So what we can do is we can pay attention to Tuesday night into Wednesday, because remember now, modern comic books are very fleeting in their value. When people are pre-selling books, you're going to see those high prices. You're going to see the downward trend when books hit the market and books come out and hit the shelf. We've always seen that. But when you see an LCS dropping a 1 in 50 or a 1 in 100 for well below ratio, that says something, because the last 2, 3, 4 years, maybe not quite 4, maybe 2 or 3 years, a lot of the commentary and a lot of the narration we've talked about in the community and on YouTube and on IG is there have been ratio variants after ratio variants after ratio variants, and they've all been well above ratio. People are pricing ratio books or incentive ratio books or incentives at eBay pricing for what they've been pre-selling for. If we're seeing a break in those waters, we want to push for that because we want to everybody wants to get books cheaper, right? Absolutely. We want our LCSs to win, but we also want to see a break. If there's that correction, we want to follow that correction. We want to find the best places, not the best places locality wise, but the best places financially to pick up those modern books. That's what's invigorating. That's what's exciting. So before I get into a couple of comments, we've got about 5 or 10 more minutes, which means we can do some quick announcements. We're back with Wednesday. We're going to do something different for a thumbnail. We're going to kind of rebrand that and put some time in. I'm not saying it's going to be done in a week. I'm not saying it's going to be done in 2 weeks. This is a solo show, right? We're going to do it whenever we can do it, but we're going to make sure we're having fun with it and make sure we're not getting burnt out. We're going to come up with something a little bit different thumbnail wise, and it probably have a slightly different title, something not so wordy, but the title that's written was still going to say New Comic Book Day, right? Still going to say New Comic Book Day and then kind of what's going on. That's pretty easy to digest. But when it comes to the thumbnail, it's going to have something to do with not just New Comic Book Day. We'll see. That being said, the Monday show probably isn't going to come back. What I'm really interested in doing is doing something on Thursday and or Friday. What is that something going to be? Buckle up, buckaroos. Just you wait. We'll see. I think it's going to be something extremely fun based on what's happening currently in the larger market. Golden Age, Silver Age, Copper Age. It's going to be a learning adventure that's going to pull me out of my comfort zone where I'm going to learn a lot more about not just doing live streaming, but editing, but also more in the comic book realm that I don't necessarily collect. Now, granted, it's best that if you want to get in front of people and do a live stream and you want to do a show that you're fully 100% educated on the topic you're talking about, right? That's how you become good at public speaking. Being very well educated in what you're talking about means that you're going to come across as honest, you're going to come across with integrity, you're going to come across as a steadfast person in the community, right? What I like more importantly is getting up here, not knowing what the hell I'm talking about and going down a rabbit hole and kind of digging in and learning. It's organic. I learn. Hopefully you guys are going to learn. More importantly, this channel has always been that door or that footstep through that door and my connective tissue with the comic book community. And I feel like this community has so much more that I could learn from. And I feel like this is a really good vessel to do it. If I just sit and read 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 and read, I take in information and I don't really absorb it and I don't really keep it over time. But if I sit here and do a show or people are on with the show and we talk what's going on or we talk what's going on, I feel like I'm going to learn a lot. More importantly, it becomes a vlog, right? It becomes a video diary. It becomes a video journal that I can go back and watch at any point and pull that stuff up. I'm really excited about that. The possibilities, the ideas that are kind of abound. I really am excited about being back on Wednesday. Wednesday is just free flowing, free forming, no script, no nothing. I haven't decided whether it's going to be Thursday or Friday. I know there's a lot of other amazing content that goes on Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays, but the reality of it is, it doesn't matter if there's 20 or 30 shows going on at the same time. If you're up there rocking it and having a really good time and we're learning and we're here together, people are going to go and bounce and watch what they want to watch, or they're going to come back and watch on the replay, and that's great. I know for a long, long time before YouTube got busy with the comic book community, people were bumping back and forth with messages like, I'd like to do this night at this time. How's that for a lot of other people? And we were all so self-conscious about how we were fitting in as a community that it was just the messages. And finally the dam broke, or the stream broke through the dam, and everybody's kind of like, you know what? At the end of the day, the content is still there when you're done. We are all worrying more about who's streaming what, when, where, and why than we really kind of need to. And we realize the community is much, much, much larger than anybody out there that's live streaming. Because of that, a lot of the community got in a better place with what they were doing with their content, with their content creation, what they're talking about, with what their messages were, and have developed the following or the core followers that they were looking for. And some of us decided to take a little bit of a break, and some of us are coming back with some more new, fresh ideas. Either way, right? I've learned a lot over the last couple of years, It's pretty interesting. So I'm really excited to try something different that brings me back out of my comfort zone. I feel like I got too far into my comfort zone. I think the last like 8 or 9 months, and it became repetition, like sitting down and talking every Wednesday. Well, what I want to do is, you guys know me by now as far as what I pick up with Star Wars books and a lot of other stuff. Yeah, Andy's going to pick up all the Star Wars books. But what we don't know is what's going to be happening in the market with these books as they drop every Wednesday, or what's happening on Tuesday, or what happens Thursday. Seriously, it's something to really pay attention to. If I grab, you've had your fill of Comic Man Andy. There you go, Paul. Chef's kiss, brother. Good to see you. It was so good seeing you at Baltimore. Come on, Mama says, there's my Paulie boy. It's all these new whippersnappers that came in. So that's the other thing. The other massive portion about YouTube is there's a lot of amazing content that focuses on a lot of amazing things. But you know what a lot of the content doesn't necessarily focus on? Brand new people coming into the community. Yes, there's lists. Yes, there's how to pack this. There's how to pack that. How many people are live streaming looking for that new collecting community that's coming directly in? I think that's part of what I want to do. Not because what I do is correct or because it's the best for the community. I just really want to meet more new people coming in. So maybe we'll find more people that are into the stuff that we're into, and we'd be like, hey, don't buy this at that price just yet. Wait, pay attention to the ebbs and flows that happen. We can teach them what happens in and out over the next couple of years. But don't forget, speaking of that, it is previews week. I'm still picking up the old school style of previews, reading, because I like bringing this to work. And I sometimes just like the idea of putting down an electronic device and just reading paper. I'm going to say it. I grew up in the 80s where I read like paper, like comics. Yeah, we all did, buying comic books. But still, when it came to, no social media before that, I grew up reading paper. So there's that. That's new comic book day. This was the ice-breaking episode. We're going to hit up the chat really quick. We've gone over a couple of announcements. We're on Renovision in like 10 minutes. We're heading over there with those guys really quick here. The next convention, everybody says, kind of Baltimore's the last big convention of the year. GalaxyCon is the first weekend of December. And I tell you what, go look up GalaxyCon Columbus and look at the guest list for that. It's going to blow your mind. I think it was a better guest list than C2E2. Ashley Eckstein, Matt Lantern are going to be there. Rosario Dawson's going to be there. So that's like the triple powerhouse of Ahsoka and Anakin right there. So seriously, definitely want to bring the CEO of the Comic Dojo down there and get some books signed for her Christmas presents. That would be super cool. We were hunting Star Wars stuff at Baltimore, so pop over to Renovision. We're going to talk Grail hunting on Renovision here in just about 10 minutes. That's going to be a blast. Yes, you've had your fill of Comic Man Andy. I am quite filling, aren't I? That just sounds so bad. It's just so terrible. Mojo Quid, what is up, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. We help each other learn. We help each other keep each other strong. Absolutely. No joke right there, brother. Good to see you again. I cannot wait. 10-week countdown for Last of Us, and it's going to be insane. Last of Us drops on Sundays on HBO, January 15th. So I'm thinking, Sunday night? Going to drop late, so we might have to do something Monday night. And we'll talk to people, see what happens there. Two Brothers Comics in the house. What is up, brother? Got to see Justin in Baltimore, and I sent Dustin and Nick a picture. I said, found him. There he is. That was freaking sweet. Peter Parker's Pants, brother. Good to see you. Miss you, buddy. Cannot wait to see you at the next Motor City Comic Con, man. Thanks for being here. Miss So, good to see you as well. Trying to make sure we hit everybody that stopped in to say hi. Steve White, great to see you too, brother. Thanks for being here. Kevin, yes, Shortbox. Yes, we are going to be doing lots of work. It's going to be insane. Going to be lots of fun stuff coming up this winter because we're all going to get cabin fever again up here in the great north of everything that's cold and snowy. Yes, all these new whippersnappers. Yes, that's what it was. And where did we? The real Paul Dunn sup, buddy. I wish I had the Paul Dunn came with holographic stickers. That was so awesome. Absolutely. Two Brothers, calm down, whippersnapper. He says, yes, the community, the most important part all day, every day. And you guys are here like it was just yesterday. That was the last stream. You know what I mean? Appreciate each and every one of you guys. We were super happy to see that you are Paul. I got to finish posting the pictures, but yes, Paul Dunn will forever be at every convention ever now because of that. The Paul face was able to get out to Baltimore with Paul as well. So you got Paul and his doppelganger. That was great. Tastes great. He says, full of Andium. Oh, Lord. Yes, absolutely. Kissy face didn't help. No, I think it did. like I said, that's New Comic Book Day. Those were the announcements. It's going to be fun. I'm not committing to every, like, I'm a human, right? You guys are human. You understand I'm human. I might not make it every Wednesday. Follow me on Instagram for those updates when I say, hey, tonight's just not the night. There's only a couple of reads. We're going to chillax so that we don't fall into that automation of every week where it becomes just repetition. And then we need 2 months off. That's definitely not a healthy way about doing it. So, yes, come on, Mom. You got to get Paul stickers. You got to get Paul stickers. Absolutely. Some great books, some great reads coming up ahead. Don't forget a great show coming up in about 10 minutes, Renovision. Please hop over there, hit that like button. I want to hang out with those guys. We got to hang out in Baltimore, so there's going to be some good stories abound there, and I'll be there for at least a solid hour. I know those guys like talking long in the tooth, some great comic book community content with what's going on over there, especially the Star Wars stuff. You got to love the Star Wars stuff. I don't want to end the show. It's been a hot minute. I don't want to end the show. It's been a hot minute. I love each and every one of you. Appreciate all of you guys stopping by. Don't forget, hit that like button. Share these out. We've got a Facebook page called ComicManAndy, a business page where we're going to be sharing anytime we go live on YouTube. In fact, I forgot to post it, but the idea is to get into the automation of sharing when we go live there. So follow on Facebook, please. That support would be fantastic. Follow on IG so that you don't miss out on any of the updates. And remember, the mission for 2022 is Mission 22. Zuni with a $5 super chat going directly to Mission 22. We appreciate each and every one of you guys that donates, and all of the ad revenue for the channel. Each and every cent goes over to Mission 22. And like we said, it ended up being about every 6 months. So we'll do something in the tail end of December or beginning of January. We make that final donation for the year, Mission 22. And you know, the support for Mission 22 is not going to stop there. We just got to find a new vehicle, a new vessel for that. But don't forget to follow on TikTok. We have a TikTok account, ComicManAndy on TikTok. That's where micro content is going to get clipped. That's where when I'm sitting there playing Last of Us and I'm sweating bullets, or we're watching the show and I'm going crazy, we're going to post the crazy reaction stuff over there. We're also going to see, that's where we're going to get news drops for new content coming out. It's over on TikTok. I'm having a blast on TikTok. It's a lot of fun. If you don't use it, that's fine. If you do, please follow me. And if you're thinking about hopping on TikTok, please follow ComicManAndy over there. Don't forget to follow all of the great community members here in the chat and everybody else out there putting on content. They all deserve a round of recognition for all of the work they put into their content and everything that they do. And all of the vendors, each and every vendor, seller, artist, and even the people that put on the conventions and work at the conventions deserve a huge round of applause for an amazing year that was 2022 as this convention season comes to a close. And then we can all start squirreling away more money back in the wallet for the next con season, because we're trucking right along and we're looking forward to 2023. 2023 is going to be full of good stuff. Yes, the Paul Dunn Show, $10 super chat to Mission 22. Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciated. That's going to be going over to Mission 22. White Shadow, I forgot to say hi. Always love Star Wars stuff, but great show. Thank you, brother. Good to see you. It was great seeing you at C2E3. It's going to be one of my best memories, and I cannot wait. This man right here, you need to follow him. He will have a convention announcement. I hope they come back again in the spring. That was a massively fun time with Uncle Skeff and White Shadow down here. Chip, good to see you, buddy. Can't wait to see you at that convention again. Northwestern, it's the name escapes me, but you'll see on my IG where there's some of that content was dropped where we found some great stuff there. I don't want to end the show, but we got to go, guys. We got to go over to Renovision. We're going to go hang out over there in a little bit. You missed that last one. So did we, apparently. What's up, Seven? The boy who had sevens in the chat. What is up, brother? You want to talk about a man on a mission, a 9.8 mission of submission for those 9.8 slabs. Holy moly, brother. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. The boy who had seven is always around, always watching, always lurking. Good to see you, brother. Yes. There is the channel link. What channel are we going on? We are going on Renovision. There's the channel link. Pete and Marco are over there, and we are going to hang out at Renovision. Make sure you're following on Renovision for all their great content. And we're going to be doing a Baltimore comic Grail Hunt recap. Yes. See, we're getting back into practice. We're getting it. But yes, there's the Renovision link. Click that link in the chat. Head over there right now. We are going to have a great night. Ryan, good to see you. Yes, thanks. Great to have you back. Yes, I've always been here, and I appreciate all the messages everybody sent out wondering what was going on. And I should have maybe said something, but it was just time to dial it back. We're going to find a way to get back into the grooves. Funhouse Comics, thanks again for being here, because it's time. It's time. This is going to be great. You guys have an amazing night. You know, the most important part all day, every day, are each and every one of you in this amazing comic book community. You guys know how I'm going to finish this, right? I'm going to go peace out. I'm going to go pinkies out. I'm going to catch you all on the flip side. But also remember, stay original, because you are enough. Peace, y'all.